my name is Kalishalin and today I'll be presenting on this topic. Have you guys ever dreamt of being a YouTuber? Or have you ever watched a video and saw the number of views of that video and goes, wow, that many views? How do they do it? If yes, you're watching the right video because today I'll be talking about how to attract audiences on YouTube. But if your answer is no, you can watch this video too, just in case you have a change of heart for your career later. Take a moment and think. When was the last time you guys actually read a physical newspaper? The transition from traditional media to digital media is so seamless that sometimes even ourselves don't even realize it. Social media has been part of our daily lives and naturally is being incorporated with marketing and advertising as it is one of the easiest ways for brands to reach their audiences. But do you guys know how a brand can successfully turn an audience into a consumer? One of the techniques is storytelling, which started 36,000 years ago in Chauvet Cave in France. So from this photo, we can see there are multiple rhinos that are carved on the wall. Why is storytelling important? This is because storytelling is recognized as a social and cultural technique of sharing stories, and it has been developed and improved over the years. During the last decade, when the digital age has emerged and almost everything has become digital, storytelling has been converted into digital storytelling. Some forms of digital storytelling you might know include blogs, social networks such as Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and etc. There are some benefits to digital storytelling, which is beneficial for both social and emotional development. One of these benefits is that people who view the story can learn about people from diverse backgrounds other than their own, and they can gain an appreciation of the types of hardships faced. In addition, creators also can use these stories to bridge gaps and foster connections. Also, do you know that amusement parks have elements of digital storytelling? It is widely used in other media and entertainment formats, such as games, to increase user participation. So now that we know what is storytelling and why is it important, we are moving on to the fun part, which is how to achieve great storytelling. First, we need to understand the three aspects of storytelling, um, which are the seven elements, the story map, and the I part of digital storytelling. The seven elements includes as what is listed here. So first is point of view, second is dramatic question, third is emotional content, fourth is economy, fifth is voice, sixth is power of soundtrack, and the last one is pacing. So to explain point of view in more detail, point of view is telling stories from the first person narrative perspective as well as being clear about the message that you want your story to convey to your audiences. So, for example, imagine telling a story about your first day at a new job, sharing your feelings, thoughts, and reactions directly from your experience. Next is dramatic question. So, dramatic question involves the idea of the story arc and using a hook to grab the audience's attention to draw them into the story. So, start a video by or like a blog by asking, have you ever had to start over in a new place? So, we start with a question. So, this pulls people in, making them curious how the story will unfold. Next is emotional content. Emotional content involves delving into real emotions in your story, using emotions that come directly from the heart. So, for example, describe how nervous and excited you felt on your first day of school or work. So, that helps the audience feel what you actually felt on the day itself. Next is economy. It involves keeping a digital storytelling short and making every word count. So the authors are encouraged to use images and sound to replace words in the text wherever possible, to show instead of tell. So, for example, instead of saying, I felt a mix of nervousness and excitement as I looked at the huge office building. Instead of that, show an image of the building and simply say, this was it. Sorry for the bad. Next is voice. It involves the importance of using one's own voice for voiceover and encourages the use of emotion and various tones while recording the voiceover. So, for example, use your own voice with a warm, enthusiastic tone to make the story feel real and personal instead of using an AI voiceover. Next is power of soundtrack. Music is an optional aspect, but if it is used, it shouldn't be overpowering or interfering with the voiceover and should complement the story. For example, use a sad music for a sad scene and an upbeat music for a happy scene. Last but not least, is pacing. Pacing involves using a regular speaking voice with natural intonations and varied tone and tempo, and not rushing through the recording. So, for example, slow down when describing key moments, like walking into the office for the first time, and speed up when talking about the busy, exciting moments of your day. So, the second aspect of storytelling is the story map. And this is where we can divide the story into three main parts, which are the beginning, the middle, and the end. The beginning includes things like questions, opportunities, and challenges, while the middle part covers conflicts and growth of the problem. The ending provides answers, opportunities, challenges, and goals that should be met. The last aspect of the three aspects of digital storytelling is the I part of storytelling. So the story developers tell their own stories from their own past personal experiences or approaching the stories from a personal point of view and pretend these stories belongs to them. And if they do this, it gives the developed stories a more emotional depth because if someone tells their story from the from their own previous experience, it will be more personal and emotional than when the others tell the same story. There are other various aspects, but however, the three main aspects that I have explained just now are the most important and should be considered when developing a good storytelling. So, if we consider these aspects and evaluate them, we can find out that some of the aspects are more highlighted, and due to that, it earned more views than other videos. So, it is shown that telling stories from the story developer's main POV, which is the I part of digital storytelling, um, has attracted the most audiences because it has given a more powerful effect to the story. When someone tells his or her story or pretend it is their story, it will have a deeper emotional impact. Besides, image quality and video quality make a more attractive video and that has earned more views than the videos that have technical problems. Hmm. Moreover, stories that have meaningful audio soundtracks and background music have given the the viewers more interactivity attractions rather than the ones did not include these aspects. So if you're interested in digital storytelling, this YouTube video has all the three aspects that I have mentioned in the video, and I personally think that it was executed nicely. It was a bit long, but it is really worth the watch. So that concludes my presentation for today, and I hope this video helps you, even just a little, in creating a good storytelling. Thank you for staying till the end. Bye!